All right, welcome into this morning's 28th live stream of Baseball and Coffee with me, Adam Ottavino. As it says down there on the screen. Went to the Yankee game last night, stayed till the 6th. There was a 2-hour rain delay off the jump, so you go to one game, and of course it gets delayed 2 hours, but still pretty cool to be in the ballpark. Got to see Schlittler on the mound, got to see Joe Ryan. That's one of the people that we're going to be watching today, along with Hunter Greene. Those are the main two. Got a lot of other topics to kick around as well. Anything that you guys want to see in the chat, please let me know today as we go. Still on this Lemny special blend in my Mets coffee cup. Still delicious. Very, very good. Very, very deep. Like a deep chocolate something. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Head over to the main screen. We'll get started today with the standings as we always do. Everybody in the AL East lost last night. Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees, so no changes there. 4.5 game lead in the Central. Tigers won, Cleveland lost. So Detroit gets back up to their 6.5 game lead. In the West, Houston won and Seattle lost. So Seattle finally loses. Houston played a nice series against Boston. And they have a 1-game lead. Philly has lost and the Mets lost in a crazy game. So they remain 5 up on the Metros. Milwaukee won again, 12 in a row. 12 in a row. Can they go for 13? Lucky 13. 7.5 up on the Cubs. They're going to win that division pretty clearly. Milwaukee is. And now San Diego with the 1-game lead on LA. We knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to flip potentially the way things have been going. But it continued. Dodgers get swept by the Angels. They go 0-6 versus their Southern California counterparts on the season, which is wild to say the least. But now the Padres have leapfrogged them. We're going to watch a little bit of that as well. Yes, good morning, everyone. The Brewers are on an absolute burner. I don't know what's going to stop them. They're playing some damn good ball. All right, Cleveland won back of the Yankees in the wild card. That's tight. In the National League, it's now Cincinnati pulling within one of the Mets. And that's where we're going to start today. We're going to start in Cincinnati with Mr. Hunter Greene. He came back off the IL yesterday. This guy was a huge prospect. One of the biggest prospects to come out of the draft in a long time. Was a two-way prospect in high school. Ends up being the second overall pick in the first round in the 2017 draft by the Reds. Kind of like a slow-ish rise for a guy with this much pedigree. And when he got there, it was definitely a little bit of a rocky start. Now, he's always thrown really hard, and we'll look at his metrics in a bit. But as you can see, as a 22-year-old, he made 24 starts with a 4.44 ERA, which to me is honestly pretty solid in that ballpark, 1.21 whip. Nothing really to sneeze about that. But then he comes back the next year with kind of a carbon copy year, actually not quite as good in 2023, where he goes 22 starts with a 4.82. And if you look at it, his walks have always been somewhat under control. They're not great, 3.4, 3.9 in 23, but nothing to worry about. The strikeouts are there. The big thing was just the hits, and it really regressed big time in 2023, where he gave up basically a hit an inning. But sometimes I think that's good because that teaches you that there's going to have to be a strategy change. So from that point forward, he did make a strategy change. And then last year, he was lights out, first All-Star year, 6.2 WAR season, 26 starts with a 2.75. And he came out even hotter this year, guns blazing. The same type of deal. They can't hit him. He's striking everybody out, but then the walks got down to 1.9 start this year. So he ends up having a groin strain. He missed 2 months with it. Can't imagine what a 2-month injury on a groin strain must have felt like. That did not feel good, I promise you, when he initially did that. I don't think he could walk or do probably anything. So I'll hop in the chat for a quick second. All right, we'll make sure to look at that home run robbery. I'll talk about being a fan. Yeah. It was just weird. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I mean, I had a fun time, but it was just weird, and I think the rain delay kind of put a damper on things a little bit. Okay, Hunter Greene by the Savant. So everything's coming up great right now. Going can see it's 3 pitches: fastball, slider, split. It's mostly fastball, slider. So it's interesting that he's a seems like he's pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, but he can do that with his ability. And then the splits there as well as the 3rd pitch, which I think he's going to have to incorporate more and more as we go. But, you know, when you look at Hunter Greene, the obvious thing is the 99.3 mile an hour fastball velocity. He's been basically the hardest throwing starter in the league since he got in it. Now he's got a little competition out there. There's Mizorowski, DeGrom's pitching again. I don't know. There's a lot of guys who throw really hard now, so it's not like it's especially noteworthy. But that's one of the first things you notice when you watch Hunter Greene. Now, I will say, before 2025, the book on Hunter Greene was that it was a light fastball. Guys would say, yes, it's 99, but I see it really good. Doesn't have anything special to it, and I feel like I'm going to hit that pitch. But then he made some sort of tweak going into 2024, because you can see here, 2023, -10 run value on the fastball, and then the very next year, a +19 run value on the fastball. So there was a big change made here, whether it's location or grip, unclear. I wonder if there was any, we can maybe check to see if there was, well, not maybe, we can check to see what the pitch movement was, difference between 23 and 24 in the 4 seam. So in 23, he averaged 15.4 vert and 11.6 arm side. And then the next year, 2024, he jumped up to 16.6 vert with less arm side. So he traded off a little bit less horizontal movement for a little better vertical movement. And that seems to be the real trick here. He's maintained that shape into 2025. So there has been a shape change. He got a little more hop to that ball. And every inch is going to make a big difference when you throw this hard. So, all right, so that's kind of the basics. Fastball, slider. Slider's been always a very good pitch for him. It's a huge whiff rate. This year, 48.9% whiff rate on the slider. That's I don't know if that's even doable as a starter for a full season, but he's pulled it off, and he's thrown 357 of these babies. So anyway, that's Hunter Greene a little bit by the measurables. Let's go ahead and watch this start. This was his first game back. I do have his pitch breakdown really quick just so we can see what we're about to watch. 43 fastballs, 32 sliders, and 10 splits. So again, it's mostly fastball, slider, and a couple splits. All right, so it was the Reds and the Phillies from, I believe, from Cincy. Yeah. And they had Christopher Sanchez going on the mound for the Phillies, so this was a pretty good pitching duel. But first batter of the game, 100.2 miles per hour on this 3-2 pitch.
Check swing.
Kind of a self-defense swing.
Just got to the bag. That was
he beat Trey Turner to the bag there and was actually pretty smooth with it. What happened here? He sticks the left foot in there very conveniently.
Just got to
wow,
the bag.
No challenge, no nothing? Okay, so there's the first out. And now we got Schwarber. He's going to get him on a slider.
Another payoff is a strikeout.
Beautiful pitch, beautiful location. Now, one thing that you will notice about his slider, and I think a lot of this is why it's so good, it looks exactly like the fastball coming out of the hand. And when you can match that up, it just creates that optical illusion. The hitter doesn't know exactly what the pitch is until it's a little bit too late, and then he finishes it in an unhittable location below the zone. 89 miles an hour with -8.2 to the left and -1.3 down is a really, really good pitch at that velocity. He's also going to get Harper in the first. This is going to be with 101 in a very hittable location. But again, 17.1 on the vertical break. That's a noticeable jump. That's high for him, and that's what makes all the difference here. Pitch just hovercrafts. You know, it never really drops the way Bryce's bat path and his brain is telling him it's going to. And it just sneaks over the barrel. So coming out guns blazing first day back off the IL. Just sitting 100 with banger sliders.
Double for sure to start the inning.
Popped up, steered
now, already I would say watching him, they should probably keep him and Chase Burns separated in the rotation because there's just too much similarity in terms of what they're bringing to the table now.
Rob Thompson
The slider's a bit
had their
different,
conversations over the
but again,
course of
it's
the
a
year.
heavy fastball slider
Shading his eyes,
approach,
Hayes has no idea where it is, then
and
finds it.
you know, you just can't have two guys with similar fastball speeds, similar ratios back to back, throwing with the same arm. I remember we ran into a little bit of trouble in the 2021 Red Sox with Eduardo Rodriguez and Martin Perez pitching back to back, being that they're very similar stylistically. Analytics will probably tell you that that doesn't matter, but I think it does matter. I actually think it's crazy to think it doesn't matter. You know, hitters are creatures of habit. Anything that they see in the near term is going to stick, you know, in their in the mind and in their perception a little bit beyond, you know, 24 hours, but not like a week, like 3 days later. I think 1 day later becomes a lot easier. So kind of beats him with a fastball there, and he goes 3 up, 3 down in the first 2 innings. Here's Bader.
He gets right up near the plate.
Slider.
And he pops this up.
He gets you on the fastball because he throws so many fastballs, being way over 50% on fastball, and then I think that lends itself to a lot of slider chase because guys are, you know, firmly trying to catch up to his fastball. So there's the first hit. It's a little backdoor attempt, and Stott he's got a nice 2-strike approach too. We've been talking a little bit about these two guys with the good 2-strike approaches where they don't move, they don't do anything with the lower half. Check out Mr. Stott's feet over here. They don't move. They just stay engaged with the ground. They stay locked in, and he just serves it into the outfield. We can watch it from the third base side. See, little wide base. Just throws the hands. Very similar to the Dom Smith hit we saw yesterday. A couple Cody Bellinger hits we've seen recently. Some Bo Bichette. These guys all have high batting averages, and a big part of it is this 2-strike approach and the way that they cut things down and stay efficient with 2 strikes just to be able to put it in play. And occasionally you're going to get rewarded. All right, Otto Kemp.
Green
Chews him up with just 98 on the fists, and it's a 19 ball. I don't know where Noelvi Marte was on that, but Espinal makes that look easy. And then we're going to get a Trey Turner hit, so second time through the order.
Worst case scenario, you get your leadoff man leading off next inning.
Sent to left. Hayes
See, he had him out front, even though
has to play it on a bounce. I don't think he saw
even though that's you know, a fly ball. He had him out front and too much, and that's why he only hits this ball 72, and it's able to just nestle in there and drop in. Now I want to show something here. On this fly ball, you're gonna watch our guy right here. This is Austin Hayes, I believe, or something Hayes. He's gonna flash the glove up in this moment. Now, I know because I played a long time that means he's telling you he's not catching it. But what he's trying to do is tell the runner, like, oh, I'm going to catch this ball, so you can't 100% just, like, get extra room on the base paths, and then you go and play it. So it's kind of a little bit of a fake to keep the runner from being super aggressive and taking an extra base. And it's a smart play. A lot of guys do that. They flash the glove. His wasn't very believable, in my opinion, but that's what's being attempted here. Because let's see on the high home. The runner, as this ball's hit, he's going to go to about halfway. Yeah, no, he knew it was dropping in the whole way, so it was a good read. But I guess if he doesn't do the glove flash, maybe there's a world in which he comes motoring around. But honestly, he would have thrown him out. So anyway, I just want to show that was what the attempt was. It was a little bit of a fake there. And then he's got 2 guys on, but he's going to get out of this with a called strike 3 to Schwartz. Just middle down. Let's watch this whole at bat. Let's see how we go. This is a big spot. He's facing Schwarber in a big spot. Splitter. I think that's a good choice. When you're not sure what the guy's going to sit on the first pitch, and you have 2 prominent pitches, maybe you go off the menu, which is what I call what this is in this situation. And off the menu here means the splitter. He only threw 10 in this whole game. He chooses to go first pitch split to a great hitter, not knowing if he's on the fastball or the slider. And it's a good choice because he gets an easy take and a strike, and he gets to read a little bit that, yeah, I think he's on the fastball. All right, so now he did achieve his goal, though, of showing him something slow, which is then going to protect his fastball a little bit on this next pitch. And he goes up with the heater. So now he's also set the expectation that I want to throw my heater at the top of the zone, and I want to throw my splitter down. So as a hitter, Schwarber's now expecting action up here for him to go. If it goes too high, he's going to take it. Anything that goes low, he's going to probably let it go because he's assuming it's a split and that he wants to throw that fastball up. And also the way that that would work is if the split popped up, that would mean it would nestle in the middle, and that would be a great spot for Schwartz to swing. So that kind of lends itself to why this third pitch works. Ball comes out on the low side, and so Schwarber shuts it down because he's looking for something in an up window. And it does end up middle because he has such extreme carry on this pitch. But I think that's why he gets the take there. So a good pitch choice and a pretty good execution by Hunter Greene. It also helps when you can reach back for 100.7 anytime you want. All right, fourth inning. Harper on a ground out. 101.2 here to Harp.
So he went split.
Grounded to second, backhand.
And that's what speed does, because this, in a vacuum, this pitch is in the honey hole for Harp. In a vacuum here, down in. It gets to the corner. It's actually a little bit better located than I thought, but you see how it chews him up. He doesn't have enough time to get to it, and a pretty easy rollover. All right, and then we have a foul tip into a strikeout.
Out there on the mound, you only do that.
Oh yeah! Wow, that's insane. You won't see this too often. So Real Muto is choked up on the bat. He's choked up on the bat. You see there's gap here between hands and bat. You see that? There's gap there. All right. So he leaves a little bit of wood exposed, and that's going to be super key here because this pitch buzzes in right towards the handle of the bat. And it actually nicks the handle of the bat and not the hand, and then gets caught, which is a foul tip, strike 3. So he's saying it hit his hand, but he knows it didn't hit his hand. That's absurd. They actually probably challenged this play, but you know what? That's tough. Facts don't have feelings. I know that sucks, but you're out. So that sucks as a hitter. You're literally you don't even try to swing, and somehow you get a swinging strikeout. All right. Anyway, so there's a punchy, and then he's going to get Nick Castellanos right here. He's going to doors him up top. I mean, the heater's got so much life to it, and I think that's what it was missing before. He's always had the arm talent. He's one of the better athletes I've watched on the mound, but ball just flies out of his hand. Now it's got better spin. It makes all the difference. All right, fifth inning.
For the game, but I'm not sure.
Fastball slider. We've seen one split so far.
Terry Francona put up his hand, or he did not.
And it behaved as a setup pitch. So it gets him to roll over the slider there. Then we got Bader Tots, another slider.
2-2. Check swings.
Total defensive swing.
Can run a bit. Steer takes it himself.
I feel like Bader's been on every team the last few years. He was a Red for a hot second.
Payoff again.
This is what he should have done to Stott the first time. Just challenge him up and away. When he goes to this this no stride swing, which he does here again with 2 strikes, he's zapping all of his power anyway. So pitching down is just going to work to his it's going to work to what he wants and able to slap it over the infield or something. But the ball up, he's going to have to hit it in the air. And he does, but he doesn't have enough juice from this type of swing. 95-2 to center is an easy out. So if a guy can't take you deep, you don't have to pitch for a ground ball. You can pitch for a fly ball. This was in our scouting report back in the day for like a David Eckstein, like when I was with the Cardinals. Dave Duncan, the legend, would say, just throw the ball up middle and challenge him to hit a home run. He won't. And I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so that was the end of the 6th, and then this is Hunter Greene's last inning. Slider down and away. Pulls it over to the alien. Ellie De La Cruz. Trey Turner. Gonna get him with a split. Okay, so looping the split in even right on right, which I gotta love. Actually a pretty good pitch to hit, and Trey's got a really good swing in terms of riding balls out. He's really good at hitting like changeups or splits in the zone because he's so good at riding his swing out, and you can see it's the way this back knee kind of drops, but he gets his ball off the end. Only hits at 72, and it's an easy play. So he had him out front on the splitter, worked like a changeup. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm talking about with Trey. Trey has a very loosey-goosey swing. He's a very, elastic type of athlete. But look at the way he's able to ride balls out by bending the knee all the way to the ground and kind of keeping the barrel extended through the zone. Like, that's excellent coverage in terms of front to back. And that's why he can smash sometimes changeups. If you think back to the famous home run he hit for us USA WBC the last time is a changeup off Silvino Bracho, 2-strike changeup. And again, it's the ability to kind of ride the ball out, and that pitch didn't get low enough, and he was able to clobber it. So anyway, that's a Trey Turner. So 2 more batters. Kyle Schwarber is going to hit a double. So you can't just keep throwing Kyle Schwarber fastballs forever, that's for sure. Especially in his hometown ballpark of Cincinnati, where Schwarber is from. So he gets him there for a little dub. That's the first ball really hit with any type of authority in this game. But he'll finish his outing with a nice punchy of Mr. Harper. Perfect pitch. Disappearing slider below the zone. I wish we had a better view. Okay, maybe this is a better view. Let's see it. Because, yeah, this is a great view. All right. So there's the height of the ball. As we mentioned, it looks exactly like a fastball. So that's where the ball's out on the height. That's a hittable height. But then by the time Bryce goes to swing, gets in the hitting zone, now look where that ball is, below the zone. So that's the beauty of a tight gyro slider with a lot of velo on it. It hides what the pitch type is for a long time, and it has late drop, and it gets to the kill zone below the zone. 89.8 on that with negative 6.3 and zero vert, which means good drop. And that's the trick. And he's been amazing with his slider. He's been amazing with his slider, really, the last 2 years as well. And I think a lot of it is the product of the fastball. But you know what? Hunter Greene also has a delivery that should be studied as well. So there was a 101-mile-an-hour pitch here. We can watch from the side. All right. So here's Hunter out of the windup. Gets a very high knee lift. Compresses everything in the core area, along as he's drifting, creating momentum. So this is a big key that we've seen with every single guy is the drift. Now, he does get his hips in a little bit of a slanted angle here, which is what I used to do, and they would tell me this was wrong. But by the time he goes to rotate, these hips are now squared up. See, by the time now they're flat. And your hips can't really rotate until they're level. If they're tilted, you're kind of restricted from full easy rotation, which is what I used to do a little bit. Cut myself off, but I like to do like a rock and roll move. He gets the square, and then he can snap the hips in the rotation phase. So watch how that looks here. He carries that momentum, and then snap. There's the snap of the hips, and then he just brings the thunder over the top. And it's a huge amount of intent. It's a really late arm speed, which is the key. Bam! As you can see, he kind of drifts into position before he really lets it eat. Drift and snap. So that's what it looks like. Just relax, take it easy, and let it fly with late, fast hand speed. All right, so Hunter Greene shoves. Reds are now 1 game behind the Metros. So that's where we're at with the Reds and the Mets. We'll get in the chat for a second. Yeah, everybody felt like that was tough. Oh, we got Johnny Ellis watching from Taiwan. What's up, Taiwan? That's great. I wonder what time it is out there. Yeah, we have some guys who really care about batting average. I mean, it's just you know, choosing to have another swing in your bag, and at times that's going to help you. We've seen it with these 2-strike approach with some of these better hitters, and you know, it's no coincidence that those guys have some of the better batting averages. Facts don't have feelings. That's a Tommy Hunter special. That's a line he would always say, and I think it rings very true, and I love that. And Ray says it looks like Hunter Greene has a little bit of a higher leg kick than when he first started. I don't have any. Well, I guess I could maybe dig up an old Hunter Greene start, and we could maybe compare. But I think his delivery stayed mostly the same. There was a video of him throwing a flat ground in the offseason one time, and it was just one pitch, but from the angle it was so amazing. I literally used to just watch it over and over and over again to be like, that's the feeling I want. I want to be that explosive when I pitch. Obviously, we're very different type of athletes, but you can learn from anybody, even if they're, you know, whatever, how many years younger than you. You can be inspired by anybody, and that's what's great about this game. Another thing that's great about this game. All right, so second pitcher we're going to watch, and I was at this game last night, is Mr. Joe Ryan. He has had a great year for the Twins. Twins can't touch the Yankees, but they had Joe Ryan pitching last night, and this guy was feeling it last night. He was doing some Michael Phelps stuff on the mound. He was yelling. He was talking. He was grunting like Monica Seles out there on every pitch. Thanks to my gold card, we were able to go to the game and sit close enough where we could actually hear those grunts. So shout out to MLB for that. And I broke down. It looked to me like he was throwing a lot of fastballs, but I wasn't sitting there with my iPad. I was just kind of trying to enjoy the vibes, even though we had a 2-hour rain delay. But I looked it up. Joe Ryan, 57 fastballs for 56%. So another guy not afraid to throw his fastball. Now his is a little different because it actually plays better than Hunter Greene's in a way by being low arm slot and shooting the ball up, despite it having below average velocity. But last night, 57 heaters, 13 splits, 11 sinkers, which were pretty much jamming righties or trying to front door lefties. Some sliders, 11 sliders, 9 sweepers, and a curveball. So he's got it all, but really it all starts with that fastball, and it's a special pitch. There was actually a quote from Bellinger talking about that the fastball is really a special pitch from Joe Ryan. I think I can find that really quick before we hop into him. But that was the mix from yesterday. Here is Joe Ryan. He is 25-degree arm angle, same as I was. So that's fun to see. All right, where is this article about Joe Ryan? Oh, it's a really unique pitch. It really is, Bellinger said of Ryan's fastball. There's few guys in the league that are close to it. It's a tough AB, and he locates it really well. And Rocco Baldelli said about Joe, he's the guy. He's doing a fantastic job. He showed again why he's one of the best pitchers in the league. And when I watched him last night, I couldn't help but be a little bit jealous of him. It's so cool to be able to toe the rubber at Yankee Stadium on your night. It's your start. You're not some reliever hoping to get in the game. You get to go out there and do your thing and shut down a team and kind of silence a crowd and just go into your own psycho place in your head and just have fun out there. It looks like he was so in the moment, and I was just jealous of that feeling. That looked like that's really what it's all about, is just being in that flow state and just making pitch after pitch and competing, man. Just competing and just living in the competition. Being in the arena, just like, there's just nothing quite like that. And so we look at the metrics. We can see the fastball velo, 93.5. That's below average. He gives up some hard contact because he throws the ball up in the zone a lot. He doesn't get a ton of chase because his pitches have big movements. Like sweepers don't get a lot of chase when you throw the ball way out here. It's a great pitch for contact, but it doesn't gain a lot of chase. He doesn't have too much of like hard, late dropping pitches. So I can relate to that a little bit. But he's still finding a way to punch out 28.2% of his hitters. He doesn't walk you. It's just a unique slot. So let's get into it. He pitched versus the Yanks last night. And let's see what it looked like, since I didn't get a very good look from the side. I could just kind of watch the vibes. But now we'll get to see what the actual pitches look like from the Joe Ryan experience. He actually got off to a little bit of a rocky start in his first batter as Trent slapped it up the middle. Now this game started about 9 o'clock, so kind of a tough start, but apparently he got a nice nap in before the game.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss.
And here he doors his Aaron Judge. Now you can see right here, right off the bat, this is what makes this fastball special. Look how low he's getting with his legs. Like, look how deep into his knee he is here. So he's really low. And then this ball, look how it rises. I mean, I think anybody can see that. This trajectory of this ball. And then Judge just can't get there. Also, this ball's up and in. This is like absolutely perfectly located, and it's 98. But that's a hell of a pitch. And that's what they mean when they talk about the special fastball. It just feels like it's going uphill, a la Craig Kimbrell, a la Jacob deGrom at times, a la Spencer Strider at times. But this Joe Ryan fastball is really special. And the Twins really stole him, as they gave the Rays, I believe, Nelson Cruz for half a season when he didn't even play that well in 21, and they picked up Joe Ryan, who's their ace. All right, Cody Bellinger.
0 for 5. Fly ball left field.
See another one. Fastball kind of middle, but he gets under it. So you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of guys getting under it and feeling like they just missed it. Here's another one. Stanton. He actually hit this ball 108.4, and I'm not really sure how this didn't go out. Now live, I kind of knew it wasn't going out, just the way it sounded off the bat, but I was a little surprised by the 108. Big G wasn't sure. He ran. If he was sure, he would have done his walk. But let's watch Joe Ryan do a little prayer session on the mound. He thinks it's gone. I like that. You know what? He does kind of look like Mike Leake in the face a little bit. I can see that. All right, so that was the first inning. And now here's Ben Arose.
Against the Twins ace.
So when his fastball gets hit, it's always going to be in that down quadrant. Not always, but like majority of the time, it's going to be like in this area down. Once he gets, we'll switch the color. Once he gets the ball up here, I mean the ball looks like it's going straight uphill, and you just got no shot. But this ball's down middle, and so Ben can just drop the head on it and smack that ball. 106. So that's the leadoff hit there, but then he's going to bear down and get Jazz with the heater. Let's see where he locates this. Yep, see ya, uphill. Again, that's the kill zone on him for the fastball is up. And a lot of guys on this Yankee team with scoopy swings. So it was kind of a good, perfect storm for Jeff. Volpe just missed this ball. Hit this ball pretty good, but just missed it. 102 to center for a can of corn. Then he walked McMahon, and then he's going to get Wellesley.
Pretty much,
they try to go with a sinker, little runner, which is just a different look off of his four seam. So even guys with elite pitches that everybody wants, they're throwing the other type of fastball as well, jumping on the train of the two fastballs. All right, third inning, Trent Grisham, and what do we love as a pitcher? We love a first pitch out. Can of shit. And now Judge.
The wrap. Back sliders. Goes back
another
to
high
the
target.
up, I would imagine.
Wow. This ball is an inch below. This ball's over the bullpen.
Buxton puts it away.
But he gets him to hit it at 53 degrees. Just the hair, that's the tiniest bit under it. Judge is not calibrated yet. You can kind of see that live watching. Just a little off. But again, it's the quality of the fastball. So here's the one run he gives up. It's a Cody Bellinger homer. He went first pitch split and then a fastball. See if he pulls it down in. That's what it looked like live. Well, he pulled it, but it was actually still pretty far up. So you got to give Cody a lot of credit for staying short here on this ball and smacking it. Yeah, Belly stayed very tight on this ball. We talked a little bit about stride length as a hitter. His is not very long, and that allows him to rotate quickly and catch up to a ball that would beat most people. So sometimes the tight short stride really pays dividends. But then after that, Joe Ryan kind of rolled. Here's a strikeout of Big G.
Swing and a miss.
Fastball up, can't touch it. He was doing this all night. Fourth inning.
All those things. Someone does
Ben
something
Rice,
different out of their
fastball. This time it's a caught looking, which is what you're going to get again on the four seam. If it's going to be a called strike, it's usually going to be dotted down. Also a really good catch by Jeffers there. And like I said, he started rolling here. Here's Jazz. This is a front door sinker. You know how good this feels as a pitcher? Because this is not your typical trick. And you know that if you execute this pitch, it's game over. And look at this pitch run. Jazz is like, I'm not swinging. And then look at it. Whoop. My God, this is such a good pitch. Especially off a guy with his four seam. Oh! That sends electricity through your body when you execute a pitch like that. All right, Volpe. Four seam up.
Swing and a miss on the fast.
So it's the power of the four seam up from the low slot that sets up everything.
Worked pretty hard the last two.
Well, here's a rare bullet slider. Pops up McMahon. A lot of pop-ups and a lot of strikeouts. Fastball up. Wellesley can't get to that. He's under that. Popped it up. Trent Grisham. This one's on a split.
For Joe Ryan. And that's the carry on his fastball.
Gets him out front. The split really gets you out front because the guys, even though the speed will say like 95 on the fastball, you got to pretend like it's 98. So guys are getting ready early, and then they're just out early on anything off speed, and that's what happens here. Trent just tries to stay back, can't. So another easy one, and now to the sixth. He actually fell behind 2-0 to Judge here. I was wondering what was going to happen on this 2-0 pitch. And that was middle. Judge just actually got too big there. He did not stay quiet. Very rare for Judge. Did he slip a little bit in the box here? The swing just doesn't... Yeah, he slipped. That's what happened. He slipped in the box. I was going to say, that wasn't a very Judgian swing. Yeah, just a little off balance. Once he gets rolling, that ball's nuked. He could have had 2 homers in this game. That's what I expect out of him, at least. All right, then he walks Belly, and then he's going to get Big G again. Another fastball.
And that one's
just dominating with fastballs. It seems like not a lot of guys do this, but he's showing that it can be done if you have the right type of fastball and the right type of execution.
Ground ball,
this time he gets the rare ground out on a 4-seam from Ben Rice, and he gets himself into the 7th. Gonna get a Jazz fly out. Oh, another front door attempt. This time Jazz swings, but he's under it. It's another beautiful thing about this type of pitch. Even when you miss over the plate, if you miss up, they're still usually a little late on it. Because again, they have to hesitate when this ball starts inside. Then as it runs over, they have to kind of swing and it's a little off time. Really nice pitch. It's going to be a double here by Volpe. Let's see it. I think I was in the car on the way home at this point. Oh man, the field had to be soaked. Good job by Volpe though. Running hard, gets his double. And then the last batter for Mr. Joe Ryan is my friend Ryan McMahon. Gets him to roll over. And overall, really nice outing. Really nice outing, highlighted by the usage of the fastballs. So that's kind of what you get from Joe Ryan. A lot of fastball usage, a lot of locations up in the zone. See, here's this 4-seam. Tends to be up. I didn't see many sweepers, hardly at all. Couple. But he kind of used the 4-seam, a little bit of the split, a little bit of the sinker. He didn't really mix it up that much. He had a great fastball. He had a great feel for it, great feel for locating it. All right, so we'll move on. And we'll hit the chat for a second. Yeah, he grunts on everything. He was grunting. You could hear it so loud, so clearly in the stands. And at first, I thought he was only grunting on like off-speed pitches, like trying to do a Zach Greinke fake out. But no, he was grunting on pretty much everything. And it is scientifically proven to make you throw harder. I don't know if a lot of people knew that. Okay, Scott Ward. McMahon going through it now, but has some pop. I think he's a good player, man. I mean, yeah, he's got swing and miss in his game. Too much of it, but he's such a good defender. He has so much pop. I think he's a good fit. He's steady, plays the game with confidence. I think the Yankees needed that defensive boost a lot. He was a guy I thought fit the Yankees really well. Obviously, it just comes down to his contact rate. If he can put the ball in play more, he's going to do even more, and he looks damn good in that uni. And I did not get an Aaron Judge bobblehead. Got there too late. That's fine. I'm not much of a bobblehead collector. I got signed balls and stuff like that, but not much of a bobblehead collector. I have a few over the years. All right, so let's see what we have in the notes that we can also look at. All right, the Braves 9-run inning versus the Mets. I did not watch this in person. I was tracking it while I was at the game. So let's just go ahead and see what the hell happened here. It makes me sad this is against my friend Petey. But at the same time, it's just baseball. We got to break it down, whatever we see. It went haywire. Petey was into the 4th in a really good spot. And here's where it goes. So it's a 4-pitch walk to Sean Murphy. And then we got a Michael Harris hit.
Was over here. He used to have contests with Peterson as background balls.
Just a little chopper through the hole in the days of the shift. That might have been an out, but those days are gone. So first and second, no out. You have a 6-run lead. You're still pitching normal to contact here. And he does get a strikeout of Eli White here. Nice pitch. Everything feeling good. But this is where it gets a little tricky. A walk and a walk. A 4-pitch walk to Nacho Alvarez. Then a 9-pitch walk to Nick Allen. Got to go right at Nick Allen, obviously. So 9-pitch walk. And then we got a Profar double on a first pitch changeup.
Here's Jurickson Profar, who's 2 for 2. And he pulls one down the left field line.
Just hits it down the line, no man's land. Starts the merry-go-round. And the comeback was on. So bases clearing double gets them the 6-4. then another walk for Olsen. So it looks like Petey just lost a little bit command. I mean, it doesn't look like it. He did. 1, 2, 3, 4 walks in the inning. He also had a walk in the third, so 5 walks. This is the only thing that's going to undo his style. He needs guys swinging. If the guys just stand there, that's not great for him. He needs guys swinging, putting the ball in play, hitting ground outs. Then Reed Garrett comes in, who's now been relegated to 4th inning relief duty. Interesting. And we got a Marcel Ozuna base knock. This guy kills the Mets. Yep, stays through it. Loops it in there for a hit on the sweeper. Then he does get Albies caught looking on a cutter. It's probably, what, back door or something? Let's see. Yeah, top shelf back door. Good catch by Alvarez. I mean, Albies hates it, and I get it. Then we have another walk. So the walks are really coming back to hurt the Mets here. And then we get to this grand slam. Let's watch the whole at bat. First pitch sinker taken all the way. Splitters reads big pitch, so he goes right to it there. Split, and then a cutter. This is why I don't love cutters in contact counts. Yeah, just leaves it middle. I've given up a home run to Michael Harris on a cutter middle. It's his bat path is just perfect for it. Medium speed for him in the middle, and then you have to watch the damn Money Mike thing when he scores. Yeah, just not going the Metro's way right now. 9 runs in the 4th, and that kind of flipped the script on this game. And another tough chapter in the Mets season. So that's pretty much all that happened in this game. You can't recover from a 9-run inning. So that was big inning number 1. Big inning number 2 happened in the Padres-Giants game. As the Padres are absolutely rolling. They play the Dodgers starting on Friday. Cannot wait for that series. Almost worth flying to California for that series and using the gold card. So, Giants Pods. Tang was on the mound. They had a huge inning in this game. Maybe it was the 2nd inning. Single walk. Nah, it was this inning right here. The 5th inning. Off Joey Lucchese. So we got a sinker to Xander. They had already had 7 runs. Where did all the 7 runs? The 7 runs already happened? Nothing in the first. Fly out, walk, single, walk. So it was the 2nd inning. All right, so it's this guy Tang pitching, who we've seen a little bit. He got a leadoff out, then a walk of Xander, then a Ryan O'Hearn single. And really, it's crooked numbers that win baseball games.
This one to left.
Off starters. You know, you can roll with 1 run here and there. But base hit there. 2 guys on. Another walk. So we've seen already in these big innings what has been the big thing that we've seen from the pitchers, the big mistakes, is just the walks, extra base runners, and that leads to anything in play, merry-go-round, base running type of situation. Even with these weak hits, oh my God, this ball hits up the base. Everything's coming up Padres right now.
That's unbelievable. That kind of tells you.
Man, I'm on suicide watch if this ball gets hit off me. This is a double play, bro. And instead it hits the damn base.
Unbelievable.
The clubby's gonna have to watch out when I come in dugout, when I come in the clubhouse after that inning and try pitching. I'm breaking shit. Jeez, off the base? Are you kidding me? Then there's another walk. Gotta stop walking, guys. That's what leads to these big innings. And then this happens. Tatis. Another little ball up the middle. Oh my God. The freaking batted ball gods were not working for Mr. Tang in this game. Everything's coming up Padres right now. Then there's a double by Machado that really pretty much ends this game. So again, a crooked number early in the game can usually just take the whole wind out of the other team and just kind of end the game prematurely. Oh my God, Helio Ramos. What was that throw?
Totally away from everybody.
My God.
comes Bob Melvin.
What happened here? Oh, he tried to stop his throw midway, I think. I think he was like, I'm going to throw to second or I'm going to throw to third. And then maybe the guy was covering in the wrong spot.
Up against the wall. And
What happened? Anybody know what happened here? All right. Adames is lined up to third. So he comes up, deciding to throw to second, and then realizes there's nobody there. Okay, that's what happened. All right. So look. So the ball goes in the corner, and Adames goes over here to line up towards third. He's getting ready to set up this little relay towards third. But then there's nobody covering second. So when Ramos goes to throw to second to keep this guy at first, there's nobody there, and he tries to stop his throw and ends up throwing a ground ball that Adames has to go chase down. Brutal game for the Giants. Their season's going down the toilet. I feel bad for them. I like the moves that they had made. I love Buster. I want Buster to succeed. We need former players in big, prominent power positions. I need that to go really well so that they hire me. And then I can compete with Buster. You know, Rockies. I'm talking to you. Mets, Yankees, somebody. Anyway. So that was it. That was a crazy... There's nothing really to watch in that game. That was just brutal. But now that did lead to a Padre victory, and there was a Dodger loss. So as we know, it is a one-game lead in the NL West. These teams are about to go head-to-head. Padres have all the momentum at the moment. Dodgers are playing not great. Ooh, Bob Melvin? Give me a call, Buster. I'll move to San Fran. Say I won't. Anyway. What else do we have on the docket? What else do we have on the docket? We have Ohtani pitched a little bit. This Ketel Marte home run. Jeremy Pena swing. Okay, yeah, really quick, I want to show you this one swing by Jeremy Pena because it's weird. And it's emblematic of a lot of the swing coaching that's going on around the big leagues right now. It's just this refusal to roll your top hand over. He homers to lead off this game off of Walker Buehler. And just watch the swing.
Pena hits it deep to left field towards us, and it's gone into the Crawford boxes.
There's no rollover whatsoever. Like this palm right here is still facing back. Like there's no rollover of the wrist at all. It's an effort to just refuse to roll over and force everything in the air. I mean, I don't even know what I would call this swing. It's just not what you would usually see in baseball. So it caught my eye right away when I saw it. And I wanted people to kind of see what I'm talking about here. I mean, it's cut off. There's literally no rollover. It's a total, like he's forcing it that way. This is what he wants to do to get the ball in the air. And I've always liked Jeremy Pena simply because even though he's Dominican, he went to the University of Maine. Yeah, so it's a tennis racket swing. Very odd. Now, if I see that swing, I'm going to pitch fastball up usually. But I don't think he uses that swing every time. But anyway, I just wanted to highlight that swing. University of Maine Black Bear, which is awesome. Orono, Maine. They were in the American East Conference, which was my conference my first 2 years at Northeastern. So very cool that he went there. I mean, I just think that's great. Anyway, so I want to watch that. And we got to watch the Ketel Marte home run off my guy, Maton, in the 9th. Diamondbacks, Rangers. This was a tough loss for the Rangers. They're trying to hang in there. And Phil's had a really good year. But he ends up in this situation. Ketel Marte with the game on the line and 2 outs. He's a big spin guy. First pitch curveball. Second pitch cutter, which is his fastball. Up and away. And then here comes the curveball, and Marte was sitting on it.
Not the case. And a swing and a drive.
And that flipped this entire game on its head.
Got to be kidding me.
Now, Ketel Marte, I faced a lot when I was with the Rockies, and I used to strike him out all the time with sweepers. Backdoor sweepers, sweepers down. I remember one time he told me in Spanish, hey, MFer, why don't you throw me a fastball? And Estevez was with me, Carlos Estevez, and he's like, he says, why don't you throw him a fastball? And I said, well, if you can't hit the slider, I'm going to keep throwing it to you. And then he started really sitting on the slider, and he started hitting it. And that's what he does here. He sits on the curveball and blasts it. And that's just sick hitting, man. Sick anticipation. Sick hitting. So I wanted to watch that, and then we had Shohei on the mound, right? So we should probably finish with a little Shohei action. I saw some absurd stat that's like one of those, like, you know, like there's a million different qualifiers for why he's the first guy since 1900 or whatever, but it was like first starting pitcher to hit a leadoff triple since at least 1900. And it's like, cool, man. So how many did he pitch? He pitched 5 innings. All right. Let's watch a little Shohei on the bump here versus his old team. And Shohei's got a lot more edge to him when he's on the mound. You can just see his body language is a lot more pissy.
There's the sweeper for
He's
strike
nasty
3.
though, bro. What a sweeper. Ground out. Noah Shanuel. 97.9 heater with cut.
Bounced up the middle.
Jam sandwich. And then Trout. This was the at-bat everybody was waiting on. And Shohei has continued to dominate this matchup. Going front door sweeper. Trouty giving him the smile. Immediately snaps his head out there with a little smile. So, filth there. Then he gets clipped. Home run, Taylor Ward. Let's see what he gets clipped on. Fastball, 2-1 heater.
2 balls and 1 strike on Ward here.
Yep, middle down. That's where you're going to get him.
Hernandez is back. He's still
Taylor
going
Ward.
out near the wall. It is gone.
He's been solid for the Angels for a few years now. Huh, 29 dingers. And a Yohan Moncada double.
Matter if it's a fastball or breaking ball.
Now Moncada serves one to the gap.
So it wasn't a perfect outing, clearly.
All the way to the wall.
But I think overall he pitched pretty well. There's a double. Here's a fly out. Shohei sweeper, man. Nasty. Yep, that's Joe Adele. Just mishit that. Renhefo. This is a sac fly, so this is how the second run was scored. Damn, how'd you even get to that ball? Ball is way in. Okay, Oscar's going to give it the old college try here, but he's too deep. So you're out. And then Logan O'Hoppe. Fastball down. Good swing. Really nice jump on it by Teoscar. All right, let's just watch some strikeouts. Tedioso. Chase the sweeper. See ya. We'll watch this one. Shanuel.
Walk rate for the Angels has soared over the last couple of months.
Backdoor curveball. Don't see a lot of curveballs from Shohei, so that's a little bit off the menu. And then he's going to get Trout again. This time with the heater looking. That's paint down and away, 101. Then he's going to get Moncada here. So he's still he settled in this game nicely. Shohei gets through 5. Ends up striking out a bunch of guys. Stuff looks great. Stuff's looking great. He's starting to get built up. Then he got in a little bit of trouble in the 5th. Single, double. Whatever, I don't need to watch that. Who was the guy that got robbed for the home run by Tedioso? Who got the home run robbed? Let's see if we can find it. Could it be this one? Nope, that's not it. Was it Will Smith? Nope. Teoscar? No. Pajes? No. Call? No. Freeland? Does anybody know? Rojas? I think I've seen them all. I don't see any more flyouts. Oh, this could be it. Pajes. Yeah, this is it. All right, let's check out this Rob Johnson. So this used to be, everything there used to be part of the wall, and then they kind of switched it where over the yellow line, over this yellow line was a home run now. So this is technically a rob. Nice catch. Also, you got to love how fired up his teammate is. Joe Adele, love that.
Pretty sharply, Ottavino to the wall. He leaps up, and he caught it.
Sick play, and it was a huge moment. 5-4. That would have given the Dodgers the lead. So great job by the rookie there, Robin Pajes, who's got nothing going for him right now. In a big play. So that's kind of everything around baseball. Brewers did win their 12th in a row. Kind of a ho-hum beatdown. They're unstoppable at the moment. But that's kind of it. We kind of went around the league. It's not really too much more to look at. So let's just go ahead and look at the probables for tonight. Thanks for the help there. I wish I would have seen that. Myself, and I wouldn't have needed your help, but I will appreciate that. Yeah, I wasn't watching this game last night, but that had to be a momentum swinger. That would have obviously put the Dodgers up there. Dodgers needed that game, but the Angels just refused to lose. So today we got a day game, Mariners Orioles. Before I think the Mariners are flying back out to basically Alaska. Logan Evans and Tomoyuki Sugano. Cubs at Jays. Matt Boyd, Max Scherzer. Love this matchup. Well, not much more to say. A day game at Rogers Center. Maybe if the roof is open, that could be a really nice day. Edward Cabrera, the man without the fastball, and Tanner Bybee. So, two good pitchers. Luzardo, Brad Lord, Phillies and Nats. Elder, Kodai Senga. The Mets need a good start from Kodai Senga. That would be huge. Get this series win. Get some momentum back on your side. Bryce Elder, they tend to see him pretty well, especially Alonso. Expect some dingers today for the Mets. Skubal and Bailey Ober. Twins have never really done anything against Skubal, so we'll see if he can keep that going. Erod and Bradley Blaylock from Coors. I mean, I will not be watching that. That's too late for me. But good luck to Erod at Coors in that game. So Skubal is the big one. Obviously the Mets, I'll be watching that as well. And I'd be, maybe I'll get locked in a little bit midday today on a little Scherzer Matt Boyd. So that's about it, though. Thanks for hanging with me today. Good show. A lot of stuff to watch. I thought Hunter Greene looked amazing. Joe Ryan showing you how you can use that fastball up in the zone, especially from the low slot. The Jeremy Pena tennis racket swing shows you a little bit of what they're teaching these days. Don't roll over that top hand at all costs. Get the ball in the air. And that's about it. So thanks, guys, for hanging. Thanks for being in the chat. We're going to do it again tomorrow on MLB. I'll be on the MLB YouTube page tomorrow at 10:30. So get in the chat there. Tell me what you want to see. Hopefully we get some fireworks tonight. And we have some good topics to break down. And that's about it. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. And thanks for hanging with me. Bye-bye.